Hello and welcome to the Plays. Another custom scenario here. Railroad Tycoon 2 Platinum for Choo Choo Tuesday. We're taking a look at Big NA, the 1800s, North America. The cities are mostly small, yet growing. Resources are abundant. Pause. Now you gonna let me move this without chucking a hissy fit? Yes. Yeah, there's Antarctica, Sergeant Cookie. So as part of the storyline of the real game, like the campaign, there's runaway global warming caused by terrorists blowing up a super giga power plant. And the runaway global warming means that Antarctica melts and you've got to go build trains there because it's one of the few places on Earth that isn't sunk underwater during the water level rising. This scenario is meant to be similar to the original Railroad Tycoon. You have 50 years to beat 3 opponents. The first company to have a company book value of 100 million wins gold. If no company wins after 50 years, you can get silver by having a company book value of 60 mil, or bronze with 20. You must also have the highest company book value to get either of these. Watch the newspaper ads for special commodity price increases and decreases. Also watch for the opening of the West. Technology of the ancient Greeks rediscovered. Steam engines have many practical uses. Can pull loads with the power of 100 horses. Now, it was book value, not personal value, so outside wealth is fully acceptable. And if we're in America, we can be bird. Let's have a look at where we're allowed to build. The answer is not the West yet. We're only allowed in mainland United States. We're not even allowed in the Republic of Texas, although it's cheap to buy. Oh, the map is... There we go. Now the map is a more sensible rotation. Now, let's look at where the populations are. The answer is San Francisco and LA. What do the ports do? The ports are worth 2 houses each, and they also make coffee. This is pretty populous. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. Tampico is pretty good. Where else is good? Kansas. Yeah, Kansas is very good. Kansas is actually better than New York. I'm lucky Caledon's gone to sleep, indeed. 1, 2, 3. It's equal to Chicago. Who did this population distribution? Isn't Green Bay more populous than New York? 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 4.5 people. Surely Green Bay is more populous than New York. Hell, Thunder Bay is more populous than New York. One, two, three, 3.5. I like Kansas, Minneapolis. Especially if I can do it without crossing the bridge. There's no stage in the US history where New York City isn't better than the Midwest. Ouch. I'm gonna have to build a bridge if I do that. How's Montreal? 2.5. Montreal is garbage. Toronto? Arguably, Toronto is better than New York as well. Toronto Buffalo is pretty big. If we get both of those at once, that's huge. And where are you saying? Des Moines. It's Japanese for the Monet. The 1, 2, 2.5. Look, Toronto, Buffalo. That's because we're getting both cities, or at least a significant chunk of both cities. 6. It's 50% better than New York. And actually, that's kind of selling me on the idea of doing here. To Washington, D.C., Philadelphia as our start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 6.5 houses. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 houses. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's pretty good. So it was here. Are we allowed loans? We are allowed loans. Turn off the dividend. Issue some stock. Work out where this city needs to go. Which is... What do I care more about? Tool and die, or iron and the ability to process lumber? I mean, there are some logs that could be added. And what about iron? No. Those two iron, plus the early start date, means the tool and die is worth so much more. Because the tool and die is going to be making goods. So... there. I'd like to do it like this, where we only use one turn if possible. Looks like that's the go. Yes. Okay. What trains do we have? The Prussian and the John Bull. Hard to argue with the power of the Prussian, even if it is modestly more expensive. One on either end. Yes. Saloon. Saloon. We only have the small restaurant. Small restaurant. Small restaurant. Both ends are going to need sand and water. Roundhouse small hotel. And I guess sand water here. And then we're all out. Check if there's anyone better in terms of company people. You, and we're done. For example, for the record, according to the US Census of 1840, the top 10 cities in the US are New York, Baltimore, New Orleans, Philadelphia, Boston, Cincinnati, Brooklyn, which has yet to been absorbed into New York, Northern Liberties, annexed by Philadelphia later, Albany, and then Charleston. Speed up. Let's see how much these turns murder us. Because it is a turn and a hill, which is a bit ick. Yeah, you're welcome, Jeffo. I really liked the game. I mean, aside from that save game bug, which thankfully we had a save state to avoid, if I as a kid had have had that save state bug happen, I would have been livid. Absolutely livid. But otherwise, it was pretty solid. And it makes for an amusing title. Furry Jedi Pokemon Trainer. Done. The Washington Zephyr. One, two, one. The other end want coffee. Yes, the other end does want coffee. We're still early enough in the timeline that people eat raw coffee. Speaking of, we should start getting on the next thing, which was iron to here, to goods, to there. The Shadow Slicer Express. I was thinking of naming the glorious Buffalo Toronto Express, seeing as New York is unworthy the Caledon Express, but we can have it the Shadow Slicer Express. Post office exists. Yes, please. Also, since Salah mentioned it, New York City has always been the largest US city every 10-year census since 1790. Not Buffalo Mild Wings. Not Buffalo Mild Wings. This kind of wants another guy right now. So we'll have a third one. Start at Buffalo. Get going. We can give it another job later. Two of those are basically as heavy as a full set of passengers and mail. And that kind of indicates that we need a second one of those. And we need a link back for you. But otherwise, that's pretty good. Not the most revenue. That is kind of surprising. But I guess this hasn't made it to the other end yet. Like, we have a lot of trains that are about to arrive and become big money. And a coffee, why not? Coffee imports from the Great Lakes, or maybe it gets out. Yeah, okay, no, it gets connection out to the sea via here. It's like 2 is precisely the right amount of those iron-moving ones. And we've got enough money for another thing. Do we need to build connected on this map? We do not need to build connected. So setting up that Kansas Minneapolis is now plausible. Brooklyn obviously later got absorbed into New York City, and Southern Liberties and Southwark got absorbed into Philly. The 3 were formerly top 10 cities in their original status. Sure, we'll move it down both for the sake of increasing distance pricing and giving us access to the cows here. No. Proper bridges. Yes. In case we ever need to go across the river, like that. It's a pity I can't get that timber as well. Actually, it's an extremely big pity. To the point where I might just build a stupendously expensive bridge to get that to happen. And I suppose it also helps increase the distance pricing a little bit. Maybe we need a third, but that is the last one. And then they'll be slightly ahead of time rather than behind time. Give these doubles so they don't run over each other. Check what you want. Just that. And finish off this. Good. You've got enough. You've got enough. The only other thing would be adding in the cattle. which we could either do down there or up here. I kind of like putting it in the middle. So 3 cows to food to there, 3 cows to food to back to where you just started. Go, and other than that, we want end-to-end expresses, 2 of them. And a timber here to here and back again. But let them get like halfway along their little cycle. Oh, hell, wait, get them going. So timber here and back. Wait for 4. Not like logs are that heavy, right? Yeah, they're less heavy than cows. You can have 4. Now we still need to buy everything here. Sand, water, maintenance, post offices. We could add in that one if these get too far ahead of their cycle. Which they kind of look like they are. This is Philadelphia because that's Washington. Philadelphia is a single iron mine. Poor thing. Okay, let's do all your secondaries. Roundhouse, sanding, water, hotel, saloon, restaurant. Same the other end. Starting with sanding and water. Slightly too expensive. We can live without the second maintenance bay. Yep, looks lovely. If we really want to, we can connect down a little bit here to get that iron to turn into goods. At both ends, in theory. What? Oh god, you're trying to go that way? No. So when you go from Buffalo to Washington, D.C., please go via here. He's trying to follow this route instead of this route, and so I've just forced his waypoint to be somewhere sensible so that he doesn't... Oh, I thought I had. Maybe it's going to turn around. Yeah, there we go. It does do it properly. Good. I don't have to get grumpy with it. Do I need a second one for these? Probably not. Good job, Kansas. You have your roundhouse now. And actually, that could let us add this one in. Woo. So one that's just doing Minneapolis. Now one that's just doing... Kansas, Desmonay, Kansas. I don't super like that, but we'll have to do. Because I want to add in here, down here, back up to Minneapolis, and that's your loop. 2 of them. No, not Minneapolis, sorry. Desmonay. There we go. They stopped production in a... Oh, yeah, my controller. Like, I have an original, legit GameCube controller. And I have some... So I've got that one. That's an originally digital one. I have one of the ones from when they did the Smash USB converter box things. And I have a couple of knockoff crappy ones. Just cheap China rubbish. Yeah. Okay, that should do. And the only question is, do we need to have 2 of this? Which is also probably a yes, to be honest. Look at what they're doing to my beautiful tracks, crossing it to get to New York City. And they didn't even connect to much of it. They've got 2.5 houses. You need to be told also to go the sensible way. In future. Presumably the other one does as well. You go the wrong way, so that's fine. And that goes the wrong way as well, so that's fine. May have spelled Pittsburgh wrong. Psh, I knew what you meant. I'm not a big... If your meaning is clear from the spelling, I don't think that spelling really matters in a informal setting. In an informal setting, people are just being jerks if they're being spelling Nazis by my reckoning. Okay, where else can we expand? We've got the money. Oh, the map, not you. I thought you meant you. Sorry, not the map. My bad. Where else should we do? LA San Fran? No. Can we buy the access to it? Wait, it's part of Mexico? No, no, it's not. It's part of Northwest Mexico. That's a lot of money for track rights. It would probably pay for itself. We could do Thunder Bay. To Ottawa, Montreal. Yeah, that works fairly well. How much is Canada? Canada is cheaper than Northwest Mexico. Done. Price. Distance pricing optimized. Ooh, in Quebec. Nah, Quebec's not that good. These two are better. So, like, there. Maybe there in case we ever have to go across the river. Yeah. One turn. Otherwise, that is beautiful. We definitely need something in the middle, though. to wait for one more bit of money to come in, or we could just sell some shares. We haven't been doing that on the cooldown. Done. And where's about halfway between the two of you? It's approximately here. You can actually deal with this, so I'll put it where it touches that wall. Well, Darkstar, you could be the change you want to see in the world. Get out there and you will have 100% of the market. Think about it. The captured market. All yours. No, you don't have to run a camera. Plenty of streamers don't run cameras. Plenty of streamers aren't as handsome, charming, witty, not to mention humble as myself. So, we forgive them. Okay, when we add connection to here. Except we're slightly too poor. So fine, we wait for a little bit more money. The next ding, and then we can set up all of these. We've got iron to here to both sides. We've got these logs to here and back. We've got passengers either way, and we've got wool to goods to here. I've literally convinced you? Lovely to hear, Darkstar. You bite that bullet. I suggest it. Let's set this one up. Who knows? If I finish this map quickly enough, maybe we raid into you. You're still going. Expanding water. This should be my last map for the day. So it was iron to here to there. Actually, no, it should be the other way around because this end is not going to be getting goods from the wool. Whereas it was here, there. That's your loop. The other one does here, there. Only two at a time because wool is too heavy. And if that means we need two of you, I can live with that. Then the end-to-end expresses. Done. Yeah, everything should be adequately maintained and serviced here. The only other thing to add in was the logs. So logs there and back. Okay. I think that was a nice $2 million well spent. Gonna earn pretty decent money. 600k per across. Have we got a way of dealing with this pulpwood nearby? That's not far away. I could be convinced. You don't actually want paper, though. Neither of them want paper? Really? Neither of them want paper. Okay, so there's no point in adding the paper in. Two. This still wants food enough that I'm kind of willing to mediumify this one. To grab this grain. And go grain, food, Kansas. Actually, you know what? Screw some of the passengers, grab the coffee. Okay, and we've got enough money now. I think we could set up LA, San Fran, if we're allowed to buy the access rights. I guess I'll buy Texas. One, two, three, four, 5 pairs of houses. 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. If you include the ports. Oh, it's blocked by buildings. There works. A bit awkward, but it works. That's probably better. Yes. So it gets us the grain. I'm going to need slightly more money, though, because the bridge is going to cost a fair bit. Actually, that works like that. Station. Fantastic. Next big ding and we can start the end-to-end here. We need another one of those. Fine, I'll issue some stock. No, not allowed. Something, please just ding. But I'm allowed to make another one of those because it's behind. That'll do. So end-to-end expresses. One, two. Post office saloon. Post office saloon restaurant. Hotel. Too poor. Live with it. Standing water, hotel, restaurant. Restaurant, hotel. Can we afford standing water? No, we're slightly too poor. Only water, no sand. There we go, sand. Oof. Speed up. Thunder Bay Montreal has nearly finished its first lap. Gonna bring in a cool 1.5 million. Close enough. Go Go Gadget. Dun 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 dun. The Thunder Bay Rocket. No mail, but yes, there is 2 coffee. And at the other end, if only Railway Empire 2 did that. It's less suited to doing that because of the way that passengers actually want to go sensible places rather than just away from where they are. So you can't say 100% of people from Thunder Bay must come all the way over here because it gives me the most distance and hence the most money. Sadly. One set of 100% of the coffee. And I guess one set of food and back. You routinely get on a train, go to the end of the line, and start your life anew. The Lone Wanderer. Shadow Slicer. Okay, you can have your roundhouse now. So can this. We're not poor anymore. No, 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 no. Go back to Montreal and pick up some mail. That's annoying, but still not the worst. No, that loop looks about right. Okay, where do we add next? Seattle is pretty sizable. Is there something inland here that has reasonable population? 2.5 in Winnipeg. Fargo isn't even a proper city. Neither is Sioux Falls. Fort Smith and Fort Vermilion are both not real places. Anchorage is barely a real place. Although between Anchorage and Fairbanks, but they're too spatially separate. Can't exploit them that way. That would kind of work. 1, 2, 3. Nah, we need more than that. Well, where else? We could go by the Mexican access. Denver? Denver? 1, 2, 5? Maybe. This does look like a particularly flat this compared to some of the maps we've had where they were absolutely monstrous. I mean, 7 isn't nothing. But it's not that bad on a straight. Are there any steel? No, there's no steel. What about here to here? Let's buy the Mexican access. $1 million! Well, I can pay you $1 million, so get over it. Done. Okay, no, that is a bit insane. Well, how bad are they with... Yeah, okay, that is a bit insane. Alright, let's look at maybe you to down there or you to here. You see, that's not so bad. I mean, there's a couple of 2.5s and the 3 in there. Where else were we looking at? We were looking at you across to here. Oh, yeah, that's a winner. Sold. Gomez Palacio. Across to Guadalajara. I reckon about there. If we put it much further over the hill, then they're going to have a hard time starting to go back the other direction. Deck them out with everything. And then look at the secondary things. So this one can eat iron or logs. Nope. There is some iron, though. That's doable. And the other side can eat grain, which is also doable, just a bit more awkward. Ooh, that 5 is going to be murderous. Yeah. Yeah, not so much. As long as we only let them have 2 cars? Or 1 car, maybe? In Cuba or Florida? Yeah, we can go have a look in a sec. So turn those into goods, turn the goods into a happy Gomez Palacio and loop. And on the other end it was turn this into food into a happy Guadalajara. And then other than that, end-to-end expresses. Okay. So we're Cuba. Yeah, Quagame is a city. And Santiago de Cuba is... It's significantly larger than New York. It has 5 houses, 5 pairs of houses worth of stuff. Where New York only has 1, 2, 3.5 pairs of houses worth of stuff. Havana, 1, 2, yeah. Both of those are somewhat reasonable. And the Dominican, not so much, because cap high 10 is not really a proper thing. Puerto Rico is actually pretty big. Puerto Rico is all actually 1, 2, 3. Puerto Rico is as large as New York City. And then over here, that one's pretty big. That's as big as New York. Yeah, this to there, it's just a bit too short is the issue. At least that's a somewhat reasonable length. How much is Cuban access? Not that expensive. Lovely. Okay. Double track, give it everything. You can literally have everything. The other one can have sanding and water, but no maintenance. So one that does coffee. In groups of 4? No, only in groups of 2. Coffee is too heavy. Yeah, that's probably about right. Done. Save up a bit more money and think about our next expansion. Okay, and I didn't think about the fact that coffee is so heavy here, so I should drop that down to 3 in the future and just run 2 of them. Okay, next expansion. There must be a decent city down here. Well, now that we've bought Texaco, sorry. 2, Corpus Christi is not really big enough. Houston is big enough because of the 2 ports. So if I could do, say... honestly, that to Seattle? Wait, Oregon is a separate thing? Okay. Done. It doesn't really get better. Just different. So where would we connect Houston? Dallas-Fort Worth is okay. It's at least 3. It's not quite in balance. Old El Paso? Between that and Old El Paso, that's probably enough. That looks pretty good. It gets us wool and cotton. It's a little bit tempting to blow up that wood. But no, because this end can process the wood, so I shouldn't be so gung-ho about exploding it. That gets a lot of grain. Was that your house by Fort Worth? There's this. There are the houses. Oh, yes, and my house. So presumably the owner of the map lives here. A nice little Easter egg. Okay, there's one side. There's the other side. If only he made his house the size of New York City. He wouldn't have to multiply it very much for it to be as big as New York City. There we go. But we need slightly more money, so we wait. Then I build that one. That one can have sanding and water and be the midway between these two. And then we can set up the food. Ding food here. Ding food here. Ding food there. Issue some more stock. Okay. One sec. Loud cough, cough, cough. Okay. Grain, food here. Grain, food. Actually, having one that just does each is probably acceptable. Okay, that's food. Then we wanted wool and cotton. There. Sure, double track it. Why not? Water sanding. And then what I want is one of each there. Same thing, but come back to where you live. These stay in ratio, so that's fine. You could add in the timber. So 3 logs, other end. That's pretty good. The only thing we aren't really using is that cotton. There. Speed up. Just so that I don't have to micro. You've achieved a bronze victory condition. Now go for silver. US eats Texas. Texans sigh with relief. Another invasion from Mexico, now unlikely. That hill is a bit disastrous, but just going to have to be dealt with. Actually, you know what that means? Don't carry that. Don't carry that. We'll have a separate person doing that. Doing the coffee. That only does coffee. Because otherwise that's too heavy. We could have one more of those. Have 3 doing that loop rather than 2. $100 million was the next one. We need a second one of those. Otherwise we're not going to absorb all the coffee. Good enough. Oh, what's this? No water? How? There. Minneapolis Junction, then Minneapolis, then Kansas. So this needs a water. Can do. And where do we expand to next? We've got 6 mil. We should do an expansion. Fort Worth up to the Denver. Be borderline acceptable. Okay. 1 turn is pretty good. Give it everything. This end can eat grain. This end can eat cotton and wool. Neither of those do that, though. This could be grain. So, grain to here, to food. That's your loop. We'll probably want 2 of them. We do want end-to-end expresses. But I don't want to use your cotton, because your cotton's already getting used elsewhere. Unless there's lots of it. Sure. Okay. Now, he still needs food. And that isn't actually that awkward to do. Like that. It's a bit painful that doesn't get that as well. Kansas is big enough to want the coal. Yeah, that works too well. So now we can do this to here to Fort Worth. And hail, Dead Press. Enjoying some Railroad Tycoon 2. This to there, also to Fort Worth. Good. And then on top of that, it is coal to Kansas. And lastly, final document side. US and Britain divide Oregon Territory. US gains 300,000, near enough, square miles of land in the northeast. And currently you will need goods. So we will do this iron to Kansas, 2 goods to there. And I think that's going to take long enough that we want 2 of them. War with Mexico imminent. Folks jittery from Texas to Maine. Coffee prices soar. Just in case we need this to have had water. Boop. That. And pause. Okay, so that's a bunch of extra money coming in. Oof. What else? Connect up to Grand Island. It's another location that we can feed food. Like that. And then if we want to feed food, we need a source of cow. Like that. Gosh, that's looking a bit patchwork, but okay. You might need water and sanding. And so the new task is cow, here, Grand Island. Do. Yes. There is not a fourth house in Santa Fe, so it's not worth building at. I should add one more here, but I don't know where I would... Where would I feed? I could feed Dolph. Like that. Sure. That zigzag is... Actually, you know what then? Die. Become like that. And then what we do is we grab you to there to Dolph. There. Between the two of those, I think that's probably alright. You could add in logs. You want lumber? You want lumber? Even you want lumber? And this is also another location to deliver food now. That's disgusting. I think I'd rather do it like that. So you can get to here, you can get to there. We might even set up an end-to-end express here. Just the one. Oh, and we've advanced to the age of the dining car. So I should go reassess all of these. Good, 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 good. You... Lazy, just do it that way. Lazy, just do it that way. Good enough. Oof. Now, adding in you was lumber. Not even the AI wants to go to Florida? Yeah, we should go do Miami. Just a sec, though. Logs here. There. Logs here. There. Logs here. There. Okay. Then we need to get food to Oklahoma. So, cows to cow thing to Oklahoma City. Seems plenty. Now let's go deal with Miami. Charleston and Columbia are actually pretty big. So what, a line that goes here, 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 here? And that would then be Miami to Charleston, Tampa to Wilmington, Jacksonville to Norfolk. Perfect. Wilmington. One more. Good. Okay, now let's compute this. It was you to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it should be you to Charleston, you to Wilmington, and Jacksonville to Norfolk. That way we get 2 overlap of every train. We're maximizing line distance. That's your job. One at Miami. No. It was you. Let's get this right. Here. No, no, yes. Thank you. Then, same thing, but Tampa, Wilmington. And then lastly, Jacksonville, Norfolk. And then extra goods. You produce sugar and cotton. You produce cotton. You could absorb iron. You can absorb cotton. You can absorb cotton. And you produce cotton. So we can have cotton. To the bottom one. And then goods back. Except that what we actually want is goods to the other one. So your cotton down there to the other one. Okay, and then no, we don't need to do that because of this iron. So we can actually optimize on distance for all of them. So then you might as well do Norfolk there, Norfolk again for you. The next one can do iron there. You might as well make it a closed loop. So you're a closed loop. He's a closed loop. We're also early enough that produce is a thing. We can indeed make a better rail network than the US. Produce. 2 produce, take it to the furthest away one. 2 produce, take it to the other furthest away one. Done. Start. And the other one we need to do is you. Because you have 2 cotton that we should take to there and bring back to you. Okay. And then that's everything except the coffee. Your coffee should go to here, and then here, because it's going to want coffee. Your coffee should go to here, and his coffee should go to here and here. Yeah, each place can serve two jobs. But your coffee goes here and there. goes... we'll just do it that way. You, bottom two. You, those two. And last one. Which is this one. Norfolk, Wilmington. Okay. Oof. So now, South Coast has services. There's more that I wanted to add here. It might even be possible to do Guatemala all the way across to this. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of zigzags in this, but c'est la vie. Blow you up, you're in the way. So many zigzags. Probably not worth it to have that extra turn. Okay, build the end-to-end. Done. Now we're going to need some maintenance in the middle, so... Standing water. Standing water maintenance. Standing water. Standing water maintenance. And last one. Standing water. Okay. Getting that cotton down to here isn't impossible. One, two, three, four, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Bugger. No, go back here and wait till you're ready. That's my fault. We could extend a little bit further down and grab San Salvador. I would need to buy El Salvador rights. The idea is that gives us the ability to process this iron. We are definitely going to want 2 of them. It's worth adding in this, because this one can connect to the Salvador one. Okay, not like that, it's not. Try again. That's better. One on each end. It's a very marginal extra cost to get another set of these going. And it is definitely worth you waiting. He is making money, so we could afford to have a second one of those. Seeing as we're behind production here. And then do we do you as well? The answer is obviously yes. If I just turn you into a large one, will that do? Yes. So now you can grab cotton, yoink it up to Guatemala, and return it to Hermosillo. U.S. wins war with Mexico. Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo gives California, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and New Mexico to the USA. So these to here to there. We definitely want 2 of them. Oof. Yes, we're going to want 1 more of each of those. Definitely. And you. Good. And now I just try and ignore this, because otherwise all the zigzags are going to freak me out. Winnipeg is somewhat sizable. And it could happily connect to Quebec. Would only require a modest extension of this line. Actually, I'd prefer there. Tough, sucks to be me. Goodbye. Stuff that I built that isn't needed. Okay, so that gives grain, possibly more log. This end can do log, so we absolutely add in some of that. Good. And over to Quebec. There. Okay, and then where do we want to take those logs? Probably to Quebec. End-to-end Express 1. End-to-end Express 2. And then I'd like to retire you to be this. No, you've got to go there first. Get there, then we'll give you your new job. Speed up. Done. Never again. This. Done. Okay. Do any of these want paper? Nope. Nope. We could add food to you. Yeah, here. This, here, there would let us take food up to Quebec. And Thunder Bay. So up. Across. Mean Vindaloo machine. There we go. That one. That one. As long as this has sand and water, they shouldn't run out. I can't see them running out in between that way. Okay, so how are we doing this? We are doing... These ones are behind their power. Like, we're not getting enough of them done. So... Or did I just never build them? I might have never built them. No, here it is. So it just takes you too long. So let's upgrade this. 16. $16 is changing job. Your new job is grain to here. Grain to there. Or maybe not even that, just the one. Grain to there. The American can take that job over now. Like that. Good. I need one more of these to disassemble to become the other one of these grains. Which I'm happy to be you. Good. And now these foods. So... many cows to here to Quebec. Many cows to here to Montreal. But that's not going to use up all the cows. We also would like Thunder Bay. And we would like some of them to come up this end and come back. So... these to Montreal to Winnipeg. And these to Montreal to Thunder Bay. Done. 2 of those should keep up with that, even if they're getting fed grain from now on. I think. So now all of this gets food. Pretty much all of this gets goods. Most of that gets lumber. It wouldn't mind coffee, but there's not exactly a nearby port to use, so we give up on that. What else could we do? Speed up. I could yoink this sugar over to here and then add food into that network. There. Okay, and then it's sugar, here, come back where you came from. Actually, no, do Tampa first. And then sugar, here, back where you came from. Okay, so that's the first 2 cities taken care of. Then, sugar, here, Jacksonville. Sugar, here, Charleston. Okay, and we would like one more. But there's not enough sugar around, so all of these actually have to do a third. Which means that you don't end there, you end on Norfolk. You come do one more loop. And that one then also goes here, there, Wilmington. Okay, and that's now all of this coast getting food as well. There is probably a case for going through and replacing all of these with Americans, but I can't really be bothered. Have a look if even cheaper fuel man is available. No. Oof. I have never played one of those games. Jeffro 3D. I don't imagine I'd hate them. I like sort of Street Fighter, Smash Bros, but I've never played them. Yep, that's all happening as we want. Well, there's very little left to absorb to. There's a bit in Mexico. So we could do here. Through Veracruz. Through Veralamosa. And maybe even come over to here. So this would be you to Veracruz and Tampico to Veramosa. But I think we probably just save and see if we can speed 5 it. From here. We've got the silver value. Can't believe our net worth is being exceeded, but whatever. Now we were owed the Shadow Slicer Express. And the other one was 100 million. At 15 million a year, that's going to take like 8 years. But we also started off with a set amount of book value, so it's going to take like 2 years. Double check that there's nothing else we need to do. Yep, there's nothing else we have to do. So I think at the end of this year we win. US Navy persuades Japan to open the port of Nagasaki. You have won gold! Give yourself a pat on the back. Well done. Nice map. A nice Pan-America map. Cool. Cheers. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a lovely time. We'll join us for more soon.